Socrates, the father of philosophy. Socrates, born in Athens in 469 BCE and died in 399 BCE, is one of the greatest figures of ancient Greek philosophy. Widely regarded as one of the fathers of philosophy, Socrates is a pivotal figure in the history of thought. Rather than being known for his writings, he left a philosophical legacy through oral discussions and dialogues. Early life and background. Socrates was born in Alopeke, a deme of Athens, to Socrates, a sculptor, and Phanerete, a midwife. His family's modest background shaped his humble outlook on life. Socrates reportedly learned his father's craft and may have worked as a stonemason in his youth. Some accounts suggest that a statue of the Graces near the Acropolis was crafted by Socrates himself. In his early years, Socrates pursued education in music, gymnastics, and grammar, typical of Athenian boys. However, his intellectual curiosity soon led him to philosophy, where he sought answers to life's fundamental questions. As a young man, Socrates also served as a hoplite, a heavily armed soldier in the Athenian army. He participated in significant battles such as those at Potidaea, Dilium, and Amphipolis, where his courage and composure under pressure earned him respect. A life dedicated to philosophy. Socrates' philosophy revolved around understanding human nature and ethical living. Unlike many philosophers of his time who focused on the natural world, Socrates turned his attention to human behavior, morality, and society. He spent much of his life in the public spaces of Athens' marketplaces, gymnasiums, and agora, engaging in discussions with citizens from all walks of life. His goal was not to teach in the traditional sense, but to challenge individuals to think critically about their beliefs and values. Socrates was known for his peculiar habits. He often walked barefoot, wore simple clothing, and lived a life of poverty by choice, believing that material possessions were unnecessary for a virtuous life. Despite his unconventional appearance, his sharp intellect and persuasive speech captivated those who listened to him. Many young Athenians became his followers, including Plato, who would later become one of the most influential philosophers in history. The Socratic Method. One of Socrates' most enduring contributions to philosophy is the Socratic Method. This technique involves asking a series of probing questions to stimulate critical thinking and expose contradictions in a person's beliefs. The goal is not to provide answers, but to encourage self-examination and a deeper understanding of concepts such as justice, virtue, and knowledge. Socrates believed that wisdom began with recognizing one's own ignorance. Personal beliefs and ethics. Socrates argued that true happiness could only be achieved through a virtuous life. For him, virtue was synonymous with knowledge, and moral failings stemmed from ignorance. He believed that no one willingly does wrong. Instead, people act unjustly because they lack understanding. He also emphasized the importance of the soul over the body. Socrates maintained that nurturing one's soul through ethical behavior and self-reflection was far more important than seeking physical pleasures or material wealth. He encouraged individuals to focus on inner development and to question societal norms. Socrates and the Athenian society. Socrates lived during a tumultuous period in Athenian history, marked by political instability and the aftermath of the Peloponnesian War. His critiques of Athenian democracy and his habit of questioning authority made him a controversial figure. While many admired his intellect, others viewed him as a threat to traditional values and societal order. Socrates' association with prominent figures who opposed democratic rule, such as Alcibiades and Critias, further fueled suspicion about his intentions. Despite this, Socrates remained steadfast in his mission to seek truth and encourage ethical living. Trial and execution. In 399 BCE, Socrates was brought to trial on charges of corrupting the youth and impiety, accused of introducing new gods while failing to honor the state's deities. His trial, as recorded in Plato's Apology, reveals Socrates' unwavering commitment to his principles. He argued that his actions were for the betterment of Athenian society and that silencing him would do more harm than good. Socrates was ultimately found guilty by a narrow margin and sentenced to death by drinking hemlock poison. Offered opportunities to escape or plead for a lesser punishment, Socrates refused, believing it was more important to uphold the law and accept the consequences of his actions. His calm acceptance of death demonstrated his belief that a philosopher should not fear the unknown. Legacy. Socrates' death marked the end of his life, but the beginning of his legacy. His teachings, preserved through the works of his students, laid the foundation for Western philosophy. Plato, inspired by Socrates' ideas, developed a comprehensive philosophical system that influenced generations of thinkers, including Aristotle. The Socratic Method remains a cornerstone of modern education and legal practice, fostering critical thinking and reasoned debate. Socrates' emphasis on self-awareness, ethical living, and the pursuit of truth continues to resonate with those seeking to lead meaningful lives. Socrates is celebrated as a martyr for philosophy, a symbol of intellectual courage, and a pioneer of the idea that questioning and seeking knowledge are fundamental to human existence. His life serves as a testament to the power of ideas and the enduring impact of a single individual's commitment to truth and virtue. Thank you for watching.